is Rachel and I'm here today filming my November TBR. So my November TBR is already too many books. I don't think I will read all of these just because I have a lot going on in November, but I can't really choose exactly what I'm going to read, so it will basically be me choosing from this pile, but probably not all of this pile. So the first things that I'm going to be reading are just carrying on with what I'm already reading. So I'm 50 pages into The Picture of Dorian Gray, so I'm hoping to finish that one this month. I am also listening to the audiobook of Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I am 35% through that, so I intend to carry on reading that one. Then it is non-fiction November in November. I'm not just going to be reading non-fiction, as you can tell, because I just mentioned 2 fiction books. I'm not the biggest fan of non-fiction. I can't really read a lot of it and I read it very slowly. But I do want to read some, and to be fair, the point of non-fiction November is to just read more non-fiction than you would usually read. So yeah, that's all I'm going to be trying to do really. So the first non-fiction thing I am going to be picking up is The Secret Loves of Geek Girls. I don't know if I'm going to read all of this or whether it's going to just be something I dip into through the month. It's graphic novel, it's stories, it's like comic books, just drawings, some of it's in text messages, so it's a very mixed media book, and this is from a lot of different artists. There's Margaret Atwood in here, Mariko Tamaki, who did This One Summer, which I really enjoyed, Marjorie Liu, who does Monstrous, Tina Robbins, who does Wonder Woman. So there's quite a few people in here. There's actually like a lot. There's no way I can ever mention all of them because there's so many. But these are all different stories from them. So yeah, I'm just kind of gonna dip in and out of this. And yeah, it's just about their lives and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for this one, and this is the first non-fiction. The next non-fiction that I have is Amy Schumer's The Girl with the Low Back Tattoo. This is the audiobook I plan on listening to after I've listened to Great Expectations. So there's that one, and that's her autobiography, which I'm really excited to read. I wanted to read it when it came out and then just didn't have a copy. But yeah, I'm planning to read that now. Next non-fiction I'm planning to read is When Breath Becomes Air, What Makes Life Worth Living in the Face of Death by Paul Kalanithi. This I've been hoping to read for ages. I think it's been on my TBRs before, but this month I am actually really going to push myself to read it because I really want to. And this is about Paul Kalanithi himself. He was a neurosurgeon who was diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer, and so this is about his kind of chronicling of the move from being the doctor and knowing everything, being in charge, to being a patient and kind of not knowing what's going on, having to try and be hopeful even though he knows like probably the statistics of what happens to people. So I'm really excited to read this one. I know that Paul Kalanithi did actually end up dying from this lung cancer that he had. So yeah, this is going to be quite a sad one, but I do really want to read it. So there's that one. And then the next book that I have that's the last non-fiction one that I'm planning to pick up is Girls and Sex by Peggy Orenstein. And this is basically about girls today and their relationship with sex in terms of younger girls' relationship with sex, not having sex, but as in things like Instagram and Snapchat, where they are photographing their bodies and putting them online, covers internet porn and the myths that surround internet porn. And yeah, this basically goes into like women's sex lives, but now, currently. So I've been really excited for this for quite a while, and yeah, it's a lot shorter than it looks because there's a massive bibliography at the back and a notes section, and yeah, so actually all of this is just extra at the back. So it's only 236 pages, so it won't take that long to read. But yeah, really want to pick this one up. So then that's all the non-fiction that I want to read this month. Then I have some Poetry. Well, the first one I don't really know if it is poetry. It's Autumn by Ellie Smith. I feel like it is poetry and that people have said it's poetry, but then at the same time, when I open it, it looks like it's not. It looks like it's just normal prose. So I actually don't know which one it is, but I really, really want to read this this autumn. Obviously, winter is coming out soon, and so yeah, I'm hoping to pick that one up. And this apparently focuses very heavily on the current situation in England, but as it stood around a year ago when it was released, and the books that she's releasing, she's hoping to kind of carry on with covering what's going on in England at the moment politically. So I think it's one of those books where you kind of need to read it when it comes out, or else it's going to stop being as relevant. So I definitely want to pick this one up. And then these ones are definitely poetry. So the first is The Sun and Her Flowers, which I am 100% reading this month. This is by Rupi Kaur, who was the poet behind Milk and Honey, which was one of my favourite poetry collections ever. And yeah, I got this one for my birthday. It's just come out and I'm just so excited to read it. So excited. So this is going to be one of the first books that I pick up this month, and I'm just so excited for that. The next one is Let Them Eat Chaos by Kate Tempest. I've never read any Kate Tempest and was hoping to remedy that, so I have this one. This one says it's about 7 neighbours who inhabit the same street in London, and a clock freezes in small hours, and one by one we see directly into their lives, and all their lives are like broken, full of addiction, all that sort of stuff. And this kind of deals with themes of like loneliness and people's separation from each other, and how this is not good for us as a people, I think, anyway. So I'm excited for that one. And then maybe we'll see, this is quite a poetry heavy month. The last poetry collection I have is The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace, which again I've been super excited for, like all the books I've mentioned. This is going to be a really quick read because most of the poems are very, very short. But I'm just really, really excited for this one. It says on the back, the story of a princess turned damsel turned queen, and I think it's going to be really cool. It's about women's independence and feminism and all those sorts of things, so I am well up for that. The next thing I definitely want to read this month as well. I said I was going to choose from these books at the beginning, but everything I've mentioned I feel like I've said I'm definitely going to read this month, so not good start. But the next one is Turtles All the Way Down, which is the new book by John Green. I am super excited for this because I just think it's going to be a really, really good book. John Green himself has OCD, and apparently his protagonist in this has OCD, and I think it'll be really good to hear like an own voice's portrayal of OCD, especially because I think it's something that people mention a lot and don't understand that there's actually a mental illness behind. Like people just say, oh, my OCD, oh yeah, I clean all the time, I've got OCD, but they don't. And it's, you know, it's one of those things that a lot of people mention as being something they have and something they deal with, but they don't actually have it. Like when it's actually to the point where it pains people. Like I had a friend at university who had eczema on her hands because she used to have to wash her hands so much that it would just damage her skin, and like that's painful. It's not really a joke about cleaning. So I think it's going to be really interesting to read a book, the protagonist with that mental illness, especially having been written by someone who has that disorder. And the book follows a girl called Asa who is 16 and is supposed to be investigating a billionaire or a millionaire, something along those lines. I don't know loads about this, but I don't really want to. I kind of want to go into it fresh because I already know a little bit too much for my liking. So yes, that is the other one I'm intending to read. And then, if that was on my TBR, that would be fine. I would read everything. But I signed up to the library where I live here and found some books that I want to read there as well, so I ended up picking all them up. So I'm definitely not going to read all this, but yeah. The first thing I picked up from the library was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I've been rereading all the books recently, and the only ones I've not reread are the third and the fourth one. The third one I'm not going to reread as I got the illustrated edition for my birthday, so I'm planning to read that when I go home for Christmas. So Goblet of Fire then would be the only one left. I have read the first chapter of this the other night, and I love the first chapter. And yeah, this is the one that I always used to skip rereading because I didn't think I enjoyed it as much. Now that I've got older, this is actually fantastic. This is such a good book when I think back to it. And this is the book where everything gets missed out, like with the house elves and stuff. And I adored those bits. So I think I'm really, really going to enjoy rereading this because I haven't reread it for so long. And because I know there's so many things in here that I really, really enjoyed. Because this is where like things started getting really, really cut for the movies because the books got so much bigger. So I am definitely going to read this book. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Then I have The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Well, that's a lie. I have tried reading Cormac McCarthy before. I tried reading The Child of God, and it was so disgusting that I put it down and stopped reading it. But I think it's because I just wasn't ready. I wasn't used to his writing style. I was like 16. And I think I just wasn't ready for that. But apparently that is one of his worst books for like sexuality and just disgustingness. So I'm gonna try reading The Road because this has a lot of critical acclaim. So I think this will be a good one to read and then try and reread The Child of God if I enjoy this. And this is a dystopian book about a man and his son who are basically in a like apocalyptic world set in a post-apocalyptic America. So excited for this one. Then I picked up How to Be Both by Ali Smith. I don't know if I will read this because I'm planning to read Autumn by Ali Smith, but I've never read any of Ali Smith's work before and I have always wanted to. So yeah, if I am enjoying Autumn, I'll definitely pick this one up. But I kind of hear very mixed things about Ali Smith's writing style, so I don't know if I will enjoy her or not. But I have this one. And then the last book I have is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, which, again, I've meant to read for ages. I think I got this last Christmas or for my birthday last year, something like that. And yeah, I've just not got around to it yet. And this is about a girl that is blind and her father kind of looks after her. She makes miniature mazes of like neighbourhoods in Paris and stuff so that she can find her way like back from like school and stuff like that. But it follows her, and it also follows a boy who gets swept up in the whole Hitler Youth situation. So yeah, I don't really know where this is going to go. They're obviously going to meet at some point, but yeah, I don't really know that much about this. It's a bit of a shame because my copy at home is prettier than this one, so I kind of wish I was reading that one, but at least it'll be kept in pristine condition because I'm reading this library one. So yeah, that's all the books, which is just ridiculous. There's absolutely no chance that I'm going to read all of these. I have so much going on in November that, yeah, it's just not going to happen. But yeah, this is what I will be choosing from anyway. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!